Grand Rising. Everybody thumbs up. Thank ya. Thumbs up. How we do. These likes. Grand Rising moderator, Grand Rising content crew. Your good baby, you actively in these streets right now. Whatever the case is, make sure that y'all thumbs up the video. We getting an early start. I know I had this scheduled for noon, but I got up. There was Folgers in my cup. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to start getting dressed. And when I'm done, we're going live. You know, we're going live. So we here, y'all. So we got an early start. We got a lot to accomplish. We got a lot going on. And because I be working hard, honey, big wheels be keeping on turning. I need y'all to bless the thing with a thumbs up. It don't cost you nothing. I bounce every time I hear your intro, period. Grand Rising, everybody. Good morning. You're serving King of the Ocean with this cotton on period. What's going on, Renaissance woman? You look like an Egyptian vampire. Ooh, I like that. I like you need some pain. What's going on, you guys? Let's get these thumbs up. Let me check these thumbs up, honey. Cause y'all been doing pretty good on the thumbs up. You know, we've been able to just get straight to things lately. Let me see. Let me check and see what it do. What I do. Oh, it's 91 likes and 150. Let's get these likes up to at least 50, y'all. I mean, to at least 100. Let's get these likes up to 100. Thank you. Yeah. We live now, actually. I didn't know when child. We live. Man. We got a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Rising. Yes, we are early. This morning. We need at least 100 likes on this video so we can start it. You guys know that coming up not only helps the YouTube algorithm, but more importantly, YouTube triggers up the notification. Coming up the video triggers up the notification system as well. So when you guys are thumbing up, you guys are literally knocking on the digital door of another conscious crew member and telling them to get their black eyes into the sanctuary. Also, make sure you guys have your notification bell set to all, because you never know what day or hour the king shall be hanging. If you're new here, definitely subscribe and welcome to all the subbies. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be a YouTube community, or your Facebook, your Snapchat, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn if you lay the link. Let them whores know that we're loud, we're live, and we are certainly in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, what's going on, Grand Rising, everybody? Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful, what is today, Thursday? Damn, this week kind of flew by. My God, this week kind of flew by. It's Thursday already? I was about to say Monday. I was about to say Happy Monday, grit. Wow, we got a lot to get into. God is so good. God is so good. Hold on, y'all. I'm just getting situated over here. Y'all thumbs up, child. Because y'all know we can't do nothing, honey, without that thumbs up. We can't do nothing without them thumbs up, child. I can't do it. I can't live without it, baby. We addicted to that thumbs up button, child. Okay? If y'all ever want to make the king happy, y'all ever want to show how much y'all love to did me, girl, y'all appreciate me, honey, that thumbs up is everything. All right, we're back. Let me turn down this music. Let me greet y'all, and then let's get to the situation. Not cum guzzlers, period. All my sack chasers on period. What's going on, T-Lounge? Hey, Crystal. What's going on, Really the Gets? Hey, Foodie. Hey, Miss Dawkins. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Aaron. What's going on, Melanated Drip? Hi, Lisa. Hey, my sin. Hey, both my sins. Both my sins in the building. What's going on, Charity the Gift? Hey, Sherry. Hey, Auntie Trisha. What's going on, Sheena? Hey, Star. What's going on, JH? Hey, Renaissance Woman. Grand Rising Web Tay. Grand Rising Ellie. Hey, Lynn. What's going on, Mean Beans? Hey, Natural Honey. Hey, Tanika. What's going on, Sharon? Hey, High Mental Abilities. What's going on, Dre Days? Grand Rising. Ain't you supposed to be at work, Dre? Get your ass to work. What's going on, Jehovah? What's going on, Cancer Queen? Hey, I am Nicole. What's going on, Tiana? Hey, The Real Empress. Hi, Crystal. Hey, Uppity African. What's going on, Danielle? Hey, Young Stacy Brother. Ooh. Oh, long nasty. Honey, got your whole government. Got a whole damn lineage in there, honey. What's going on, y'all? Hi. Hey, Lady G. What's going on, Drew York? Hey. What's going on, LT? Hey, Cammy, what's going on? Shout out to South Africa. What's going on, K-Burn? Shout out to all my African ninjas, baby, on period. So I know y'all been talking about these braids. I told y'all it's an old natural barefoot spirit that done came over me, girl. These braids are not entirely blue. They are ombre. They are pink. They are multicolored. Try to keep everything on brand with the multicolored aesthetic. Yeah, no. 56 inches, baby. And, you know, I actually want longer than this. But we'll see how all that works out. All right. So, you guys know it's a lot going on. We got to get into some Diddy updates, and we got to get into it's Usher, baby. Okay, that Usher girl got it going on. I'm gonna let y'all know, girl. It seems like Usher is in trouble, girl. This live stream ain't gonna do Usher no damn justice, child. And trust and believe me. Hold on, let me switch over to my microphone. I tried, baby. I tried to find the right in Usher, girl, and I just kept finding wrong, girl. All roads lead to something really weird when it comes to Usher. Okay, I have a whole new interpretation, girl, of the song Burn. I got a whole new interpretation, girl, of the song You Got It Bad, baby. Somebody got something, baby. And it's real bad, according to a lot of legal documents, according to a lot of allegations. But before we get into Miss Usher, honey, let's get into the Diddy Grand Rising, everyone. So you all know that Diddy is fiercely trying to get out of his 10 by 10 sale by any means necessary, including auctioning off his home, his mammy's home, auctioning off his newborn child, girl, anything that needed to be given up, he was willing to give up to get his black ass out to jail. You guys know he has attempted twice now to free himself, and he has been denied accordingly. Well, he's going up for a third bail. He is appealing the last decision by Judge Carter, who, for whatever reason, was removed from the case, and there's a new judge who's going to be entering the group chat. All right. Now, you guys know that we read over the new bail proposal and the new bail appeal. I do think that is well written, and I'm also unsure about why one judge was removed and another judge was brought in, between how well written the third bail appeal is, or motion is, and the new judge, girl. I don't know. I'm just gonna tell y'all, I would not be surprised if the judge grants it. Could the judge be on payroll? Maybe, bitch. Could the judge be a good friend of one of the defense attorneys representing Diddy? Maybe so, baby. But, you know, it's just all getting very, very interesting, honey. So y'all might need to appropriate your expectations. Diddy ass might could walk and be a free man until trial. Just maybe, honey. We'll see how this goes. Well, upon appealing the decision to keep his ass locked up till trial, his attorneys are also requesting a trial date for April or May of next year. All right. So they're trying to get an early trial that may happen or may not happen, considering the gravity or lack of gravity of this case, girl, with prosecutors already being all the way over in the UK, all overseas, all over in Japan and shit, looking for freak off witnesses and freak off participants, girl. You know, trial may not happen no time soon, honey. Trial could happen toward the latter part of the year. But upon pushing for that, his attorneys are also trying to slam Homeland Security for allegedly leaking court docs, grand jury evidence, and things that are not supposed to be privy to the media and to the public, because, of course, Diddy's attorneys do not want whoever will make up the jury in this case to already be tainted. As I told you guys earlier on, they're trying to put a R. Kelly. You guys know how they ran the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. And it really did help condition the public to pretty much run down on R. Kelly. I'm sure that definitely impacted the jury, which I don't give a damn in R. Kelly's case, because, I mean, he's guilty as charged. Nobody will ever forget that infamous, disgusting video from, what, 15, over 25 years ago, girl. So R. Kelly is where the hell he should be. But it seems like prosecution for Diddy is attempting to do the same thing. They're wanting to massage the public with a lot of tea and information to help make their time in court a little bit easier when it comes to get their Johnny Cochran on. All right. And the attorneys are slamming them for doing so. So let's read about this evidentiary hearing that is being requested by the red-nosed clown attorney Mark, who has been out here on a media tour claiming that Diddy is innocent and that there's something weird about him having a whole room of his home dedicated to nothing but baby oil and lubricant, claiming that, hey, some Americans buy in the bulk from Costco's. And Costco's entered the group chat and said, "Ho, bitch, because we don't even sell lubricant and baby damn oil." So it's a mess. So let's go ahead and read this, honey. Let's get into these docs, child. So hold on, let me see. Can I even read this? Because I'm like half blind. I can barely see y'all, so y'all just bear with me, girl. I am a partner at the Agnifio. I don't even like saying this man's name. Marks Intractor LLP counsel for Sean Combs. I'm a licensed blah 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 blah. Let's just get to the meat of potato child. Let's get into the damn meat, girl. This declaration is based on my personal knowledge of the facts stated herein and is submitted in support of the motion for discovery, evidentiary hearing, and suppression. On March 25th of 2024, special agents of the Department of Homeland Security's Homeland Security Investigations executed search warrants in what the press described to be Mr. Combs' home in California and Florida. The HSI agents were supported by 4 tactical teams, including at least 3 Bearcat assault vehicles and drones. According to media footage, the agents held semi-automatic rifles to the head of one of Mr. Combs' sons and to the heart of the other. My God, today. Here is attached here to Exhibit 1, media video footage also indicates the media outlets were on the scenes prior to HSI agents' entry into the premises. Upon information and belief, as reported in media accounts, federal agents made comments to the media the day of the search warrant over the following days. These statements have continued to be present, girl. So here it is, girl. His attorneys are clocking the T saying, baby, somebody had to be leaking something because the press and media were already on site. They were on deck. All right. How could they have been there if nobody had tipped off the media for all of the stuff to be turned into social media fodder? Attached here too is Exhibit 2 is a true and correct copy of an article titled Sean Combs' Home Rated as Part of SEX Trafficking Investigation dated for March 25th of 2024. Attached here too as Exhibit 3 is a true and correct copy of an article. Okay, so they're giving girl all of their exhibits to prove their damn plight. On March 17th of 2024 at 8:16 ET, a CNN correspondent contacted a member of Mr. Combs' team to seek comment on a video they intended to publish in a few hours. The correspondent indicated that CNN came across a video and currently have in our possession surveillance footage from the Intercontinental Hotel in LA in 2016. At 10:23 a.m. ET, I emailed the prosecutors assigned to the case and stated that amongst other things that we received word that CNN had been given a videotape of the Intercontinental Hotel from 2016. Quote, my concern is that someone, not any of you, and not the lead case agents, provided this footage to CNN. I bring this to your attention solely because I imagine that you don't want this to happen any more than I do. During the afternoon on May 17th of 2024, CNN, in fact, released the said video. At 6:37 p.m. ET, an assistant United States attorney assigned to the case responded, quote, we really appreciate you giving us a heads up, and we have now seen the video. If we need to connect on anything, let us know. Okay, they attach all those said exhibits to prove their plight. So, Diddy and his team are accusing the feds of weaponizing the media, leaking footage, leaking documents and are wanting shit to be tidied up, honey, because of course with them requesting this motion for an evidentiary hearing, they're also trying to control the narrative, which somebody probably fucked up because that Cassie footage may not be able to be used as a result of it leaking illegally to the public, it being disseminated. Now, a lot of people may argue, girl, who gives a damn? He's guilty. The thing about it is, guilty or not, Diddy, like any other damn criminal, is entitled to due processing and a fair legal procedure and protocol and litigation. And the thing about it is, you know, we should always rally behind our legal system actually upholding the law, because you can't be a proper judge, baby, and you are breaking the law and doing the very same things that you are literally using your authority to sentence other criminals for doing. Okay, I just don't want that type of karmic debt as an American in this damn citizen, because you know we pay for what these motherfuckers do. We pay for what these systems do when they act with corruption, when they act illegally, criminally, non-ethically, and morally. We pay for it as a nation. You know, judgments, metaphysically speaking, are not just individual, but judgments are given to whole communities, whole nations, whole tribes, and whole systems, okay? So, save it all for trial, girl. Don't get out here and get jazzy, get eager, etc., honey. We're all pretty confident that Diddy ass is going to do some level of time, and I would rather them just save this for the big old day, instead of trying to play up the media and then they can't even use half of this shit when trial comes because it's already been tainted. So his lawyers, they're lawyering, girl. Okay, they know that their back is up against the wall. They know who the fuck they're representing, honey, and they're going to have to poke as many holes and put as many banana peels in front of the feds and the prosecutors as possible, honey. All right, they're lawyering. Now, oh, this is another evidentiary hearing form. Okay, I think that was actually the memorandum. Let's actually read this. Just a little bit of it. I don't want to read this whole shit. The most egregious example of this is the leak to CNN of the 2016 videotape from the Intercontinental Hotel in LA. As detailed below, the CNN leak was but one of a long and documented history of leaks and false statements made with one purpose, which is to savage Mr. Combs' reputation prior to trial. While the government's misconduct in this case is particularly egregious, it is unfortunately part of a trend in this district. The government has learned that it can strategically leak information with impunity. The court should exercise its authority to prohibit these underhanded tactics, which severely undermine a criminal defendant's right to a fair trial. At the outset, the defense wants to be clear with the court as to what our theory is and is not. We do not contend that the leaks were orchestrated by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Rather, we contend that the false media statements and the grand jury leaks complained of below were planned and executed by DHS, and the parties develop more information in this regard. The court will see that the defense repeatedly contacted the prosecutors and stated in substance that their agents were leaking information to the press. Yet, regardless of what, if any, action the U.S. Attorney's Office took, the leaks continued even until after the arrest. The reason a hearing is needed is to determine exactly what the DHS did and did not do regarding these leaks, and what the U.S. Attorney's Office did and did not do to stop them. The evidence of the government misconduct is clear enough already that this court is justified in using its authority to craft appropriate remedies. Mr. Combs requests that this court order discovery and evidentiary hearing to investigate the government's misconduct. The abuse here is clear, but without a hearing, it would remain unknown how far or where the abuse reached. The United States versus Walter case, etc. An evidentiary hearing in this is necessary. In addition, if the hearing demonstrates that the violation of grand jury secrecy was intentional, as we expect it will, the court should order the suppression of the videotape and or other illegally disclosed evidence, as well as other potential sanctions, baby. Baby. Now, this is money well spent, bitch, okay? It's money well spent, girl. The lawyers are lawyering. The full extent of the government's misconduct cannot yet be known, but what is known is already enough. The government's tactic is in the searches. Its constant stream of statements to the press and the leak of the hotel video demonstrate its intent to violate grand jury secrecy rules and prejudice Mr. Combs prior to trial. The government's campaign to prejudice Mr. Combs in the press commenced with these searches on March 25th. Notably, these searches could have been avoided altogether at no cost to the government prior to the searches. Counsel for Mr. Combs had contacted the government twice to offer cooperation. Prosecutors thus knew that they could serve a subpoena on counsel for the phones, devices, and other items they sought. Okay, so now his team is alleging, girl, that the raids were not fucking necessary. Thank you, food expert. The raids were not necessary. Y'all know damn well our client has been compliant. He's been cooperative. Y'all very well could have just sent a boneless subpoena, girl. A very boneless subpoena. And we would have willingly given up anything that you guys asked for. It was unnecessary. Shout out to my baby mother, Miss Harris, for the old nasty piece of child support check. Thank you, baby mother. Thank you, love. God bless you. Prosecutors just knew they could have served a subpoena on counsel for the phone, devices, and other items they sought. Indeed, after the searches had been conducted, the prosecutors did exactly this, serving 2 subpoenas on the undersigned seeking the identical items it sought in the search warrants. However, the prosecutors ignored defense counsel's invitation to discuss the case so they could engage in one of the more brutal and public searches in recent memory. At about 12:40 p.m. on March 25th, over 100 armed federal agents masked in 3 locations. Over 50 agents were at a residence at 2-Star Island in Miami, Florida. Over 50 more were at Mr. Combs' property in LA, California. And over 30 more were prepared to step and search an airplane that Mr. Combs and his family were taking to a spring break vacation. The searches were specifically designed to be public spectacles of brutality and were not primarily focused merely on acquiring potential evidence. First, the searches were carried out in the middle of the day to optimize media exposure. Typically, searches are conducted quietly in the early morning. In this case, however, they were conducted in the middle of the day, both in LA and Florida, so that the media could cover them before a larger audience. Second, the media was present at the inception of the LA search. In fact, one media outlet, Fox 11, boasted on air that it was on site and filming even before the crime scene tape was put up. It is thus clear that the DHS alerted the media prior to the search in order to maximize exposure. Third, the agents arrived in military-style armored vehicles with scores of heavily armed agents in full combat gear. One would think that they were attempting to retake a Donbass rather than seize some phones and computers, girl. So, baby, his attorneys are mad as hell. They saying, girl, y'all treated my damn client like King Kong, bitch, okay? Like he was Osama bin Laden, girl. All this over a tablet and 2 iPhones, girl. The show of force had no legit purpose. It was merely an attempt to garner further press attention, sensationalize the case, and portray Mr. Combs as dangerous. The show of force was also particularly egregious, given the authorities knew that Mr. Combs' children, who are innocent and who have never been a target of this investigation, were likely to be present. Wow. So the attorneys are claiming that Homeland Security also set up his children, girl. Okay, all for a photo op. Fourth, the agents used excessive force against Mr. Combs' children, who were in his home doing nothing wrong. One agent held a semi-automatic rifle to the head of Christian Combs, even though he was visibly complying with the agent's demands. Another agent had a semi-automatic rifle with the laser sight trained and the orange dot visible on the middle of the chest of Justin Combs. Like his brother, Justin was also complying with agents' demands. The agents then handcuffed Christian and Justin inside their house and then marched them to the front yard of the house, where new cameras and the Fox 11 helicopter, all invited by authorities, were waiting to get salacious footage. You guys, thumbs up the video, you guys. We should have at least 300 likes on this video. It's 450 of y'all in here. It should be 300 likes, y'all. Take 2 seconds out of your time to give me a free 99 thumbs up, honey. Smash that like button. After prep walking these two completely innocent young men and displaying them in handcuffs and under restraint to the media, the agents walked them back into the house, still in handcuffs, and released them. These egregious tactics had no possible purpose other than to garner sensational media coverage, and it worked. The images of armed agents in full tactical gear of the military-style vehicles and Mr. Combs' sons, handcuffed and under restraint, having been removed at the point of an assault weapon from their homes, made instant international news. With these searches concluded, the public relations campaign by the agents moved into high gear. There were scores of public statements made by the agents, only a small sampling of which will be included here. On March 25th, agents and a spokesperson from Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, confirmed that the government was conducting an ongoing sex trafficking investigation. That day, a source further disclosed to the press that 4 Jane Does and 1 John Doe already sat for interviews with Southern District of New York investigators for a probe related to alleged sex trafficking and racketeering, and that more interviews are scheduled. The next day, law enforcement sources told the NY Post that the agents wanted to seize the 54-year-old's phones, computers, and his properties in New York and Chicago will be next. Sources further reported that the searches were based on a search warrant issued by the Southern District of New York. On March 27, 2 days after the searches of Mr. Combs' residence, an agent specifically identified as working for DHS made public statements to, among other media, the New York Post, that, quote, "We believe that there is a disturbing history of sex trafficking. We are responding to a concrete, detailed, explicit allegation. This is not random. We didn't choose his name out of a hat. We had allegiances that we're following upon. We have allegations that we're following upon." The source identified by the Post, an officer with the Department of Homeland Security, went on to tell the press that you have to understand that we didn't just decide on a whim to search his homes. A federal judge had to sign off. This isn't a witch hunt. The DHS operative further shared, "That's a funny thing about victims. They may be reluctant to speak at first, but once they start talking, they talk. They talk a lot. We are getting a lot of cooperation from a lot of people who want to see him brought to justice." The New York Post further described the source of these quotes as Miami-based officer who spoke under condition of anonymity and confirmed Mr. Combs is under investigation. 2 days later, on March 29th, law enforcement sources told ABC News that prosecutors have interviewed a number of Diddy accusers, including those who have filed civil lawsuits. The next day, March 30th, a reporter of the New York Post stated to News Nation that according to Homeland Security sources, that the investigation into Combs was the tip of the iceberg and that nothing was off the table. On April 2nd, a media outlet called The Source reported that sources close to the case shared that authorities had requested telecommunication records related to Combs. It further reported the source, who requested anonymity due to the sensitivity of the matter, disclosed that Homeland Security investigators are also keen on obtaining flight records associated with Combs. These flight records, including passenger lists, could provide valuable insights into Combs' movements and activities. Y'all, his attorneys, girl, they are clocking it all, girl. Okay, every damn leak, every damn alleged statement by a Homeland Security agent, every whistleblower within the feds, girl, they're clocking it down to the ground. Within the first week of the searches, the agents, all whom were involved in the ongoing grand jury investigation, informed the press that purported victims had been interviewed, that they had obtained and executed search warrants, that they were obtaining telecommunications and flight records, presumably with grand jury subpoenas, that their grand jury investigations was getting a lot of cooperation from a lot of people who want to see him brought to justice, and that the grand jury investigation into Combs was the tip of the iceberg. In addition, the agent's public statements were solely designed to prejudice the grand jury and the public, such as, we believe that there is a disturbing history of SES, between the grand jury leaks and the incendiary public statements. The agents all but ensured that the grand jury would be tainted, as well as the general public, from which we will soon select a jury. The inflammatory and false public statements continue up to the present. On September 18th, Department of Homeland Security agent told the New York Post that the music mogul had rooms that were clearly dedicated to SCX with cameras all around. Wow. The source was identified as one of the DHS agents who helped raid Mr. Combs' Florida abode, and further described video evidence obtained during the investigation. This agent went on to tell the press, so if you were in the SEX parties, you were being recorded from every possible angle, including angles you wouldn't have even known about. The Homeland Security agent then told the New York Post, in my opinion, he's as bad as Jeffrey Epstein. These women are young, either barely legal or barely illegal. For a government employee to make statements to a New York Post reporter are false, damaging, and prejudicial. The indictment alleges a single victim as part of the SCS trafficking charge, an adult woman with whom Mr. Combs had a romantic relationship for 10 years. For the agent to make public statements that the conduct involves barely illegal women and that Combs is as bad as Jeffrey Epstein is destructive to Mr. Combs' right to a fair trial, particularly in light of the fact that the only victim in the indictment was an adult throughout the charged conduct. Taken together, the false prejudicial statements and leaks serve to feed further sensationalistic media coverage and prejudice potential jurors in advance of trial. Then they go on to deal with the infamous videotape, etc., that was released to CNN. Outlets such as TMZ are known to pay tens of thousands of dollars for such footage. That it was leaked instead to CNN shows a motive other than financial profit. It shows a motive to damage Mr. Combs' reputation without remuneration. Girl, I told you I'm half blind right now, y'all. Bear with me. A motive held by federal agents. Fourth, the timing of the leak suggests government involvement. The tape was leaked on one of the few days the Trump trial was not being held at Barron Trump. Donald Trump's youngest son graduated that day from high school in Florida with his father in attendance. One of the more contentious issues in the Trump trial was whether trial would be stayed so Trump could attend his son's graduation. Eventually, the court announced that May 17th would not be the trial day. This was a fact that would have been known to federal agents, and they also would have known that May 17th was thus a perfect time, as it was a slow news day given the break in the Trump trial. Early in the morning of May 17th, a CNN reporter informed a member of Combs' public relations team that CNN has come across the video from the Intercontinental Hotel. The reporter went on to say that through our reporting, we have confirmed this video is authentic. The reporter sought comment and also stated that CNN was reaching out to victim one's representatives for comment. All right, they go on and on about this tape, girl. We already get it about the CNN footage. The court has the authority to investigate the government's actions and to order appropriate remedies. An authority begins with Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure, which mandates secrecy of grand jury proceedings and materials. A violation of rule occurs when a covered person discloses anything that will reveal what transpired during the grand jury proceedings. Covered persons include attorneys for the government and other government personnel assisting government attorneys. Both the direct and indirect disclosure of information are prescribed. Secrecy extends not to just grand jury transcripts, but also to all materials relating to or affecting the grand jury. Confidentiality provisions to cover matters beyond those actually occurring before the grand jury. Federal courts are obligated to enforce the rule by imposing sanctions on those who violate its secrecy provisions. Rule 16 itself states that a violation of that secrecy may be punished as a contempt of court. That is not the sole possible remedy. Other possible remedies are suppression of, hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. See, my friends ain't really my friends, girl, because, you know, they should be in these live chats, thumbing up, sharing, and engaging. Instead, they're calling me, which means that they not tending to my business, okay? I'm going to have to off that hoe. Federal courts are obligated to enforce the rule by imposing sanctions on those who violate its secrecy provisions. Rule itself states that a violation of secrecy may be punished. More generally, this court inherit authority under its supervisory. Okay, so girl, they want penalty, bitch, okay? They want these people out of the way. They want these motherfucking people. What's going on, Knockout Media? Period. What's going on, y'all? Hey, everybody. Y'all make sure to subscribe to my nigga Knockout on YouTube, honey. He's going to be making an epic and iconic return. Thank you, High Maintenance Beauty. Just so damn beautiful, that part. So, girl, they are scooping. They are gathering, girl. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. They seem to be doing a pretty good job at proving their plight, girl, that Homeland Security is definitely weaponizing the public and media and leaking information and shit, honey. They're crossing all their T's and dotting all of their I's. So this is going to be wild, all right? And once again, this could very well impact particularly the Cassie videotape, which obviously was going to initially be admissible in court. Now, they may have to disregard it, honey. And these are the ills of disseminating information to the public outside of court boundary, which really fucks up the case. So, you know, hopefully Homeland Security will tighten the fuck up. Don't fuck this up for Cassie. Don't fuck this up for the actual victims in this case, you know, by getting ahead of the curve, girl, because there are consequences and repercussions to these things. What do you guys is going to think? Like, what do you guys think is going to happen with the hearing? Do y'all think they're going to crack down? They're going to be firing folk, girl? And once again, you know, not liking Diddy and wanting him to go down is one thing, but, you know, that does not give the government and the feds the right to do whatever the fuck they want to do. We have a just system for a reason, and it needs to be respected and honored, because if they can just make the exception to do what they want to do when it comes to Diddy, they can also choose to do what the fuck they want to do when it comes to any of us. And that ain't what the fuck I want them to be doing. Okay? Let's transition a little bit into Usher, baby. And I want to start off with this clip that you guys have probably heard 50 million 11 times, but we're going to bring it all full circle. So this is Usher, baby, I believe sitting down with Howard Stern, talking about being sent to Flavor Camp, which was a P. Diddy musical boot camp. His mother gave him over to Diddy, gave Diddy legal custody of him for a year. And he describes his experience as a 13, 14-year-old boy living with the diddler. Thumbs up, 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 up. And of course, this is covered by no other than Fair Motherfucking Use. Well, it's my where are my banners?
To New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and whoring like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
saying?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was
So nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't necessarily understand.
Uh-huh.
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what kind, do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Wouldn't send his own children to Flavor Camp, but sent Justin Bieber, a young 12, 13-year-old Justin Bieber, to be with Diddy after knowing what type of time Diddy was on. Now, in our last live, we got into Usher and all of his failed marriages and infidelities, girl. And it's looking pretty fucking gruesome, okay? Because, I did my fair share of meddling and peddling, getting my nosology on. Come to find out, during Usher's marriage to Tamika Raymond Foster, his first wife, she's a celebrity stylist, etc. She's worked for Jay-Z, the whole nine. They were married for about 2.5 years. She had 2 of his biological children. She also came into the relationship with a child outside of their relationship, and that child was unalived in Lake Lanier, oddly enough. All right. But courtesy of the HuffPost, following their breakup, they had a very nasty breakup, very nasty divorce, very nasty custody battle ensued. All right. Usher was apparently doing his fair share of trying to smear the fuck out of Tamika Raymond by saying everybody she was a gold digger, she only wanted his money, etc. This caused Tamika Raymond to fire back her own accusations, which would be further corroborated by Usher's Confessions album. We'll get into that, okay? So courtesy of the HuffPost, talk about a rough summer, just a month, check this out, just a month after Tamika lost her 11-year-old son, Kyle, in a freak jet ski accident in Lake Lanier. Tamika Raymond then lost custody of her other 2 children to her ex-husband, R&B singer Usher. Now Foster is slamming her estranged partner for those gold digger claims that he made about her to Oprah and fighting back for custody over their 2 boys, Usher Raymond and Naveed. Raymond and Foster and Usher were married in August of 2007 and divorced less than 2 years later in 2009. A lengthy and bitter custody battle over their 2 children ensued until a judge awarded primary physical custody to Usher on August 24th of 2012. In a 3-part interview with Entertainment Tonight beginning Tuesday night, Foster says that losing Kyle will probably be the greatest pain I ever experienced, losing him. But it gave me strength beyond measure, and it made me determined to fight for my other children. Raymond, aka Tamika Foster, a hairstylist and wardrobe stylist in Atlanta, also defends herself on Usher's claims that she was only after money. She tells E.T., this is the typical stereotype. If a woman who has lesser means, even if she is successful and hardworking, does her thing in her own right, marries someone, what they'll call marrying up, who has more money, they're automatically a gold digger. Tamika also confirms, girl, catch this, that Usher cheated on her with not just 1, but 2 of her bridesmaids from their wedding. Quote, I hate to say it, but I somewhat empathize with her. I feel she was vulnerable. She fell into somewhat of a trap. We all know how charming Usher can be, she says, girl. So this woman experienced Usher ass in such a dark-hearted way that it caused her to actually empathize with the bitches that he cheated on her with, which happened to be 2 of her best girlfriends, aka her bridesmaid. Now, girl, that's almost unheard of, honey. You got to really think about how potentially awful Usher ass had to be, bitch, to this woman for her to feel sorry for the hookers and whores that went behind her back, was a part of her whole wedding ceremony to this ninja. And here it is, she's empathizing with them and telling it all back to how manipulative and sick Usher ass is in the mind, okay? Cheated on her not once, but twice, and with 2 of her good girlfriends. Now check out the shit, because remember when I said that Usher would seemingly corroborate the fact that he is a no good piece of shit ass nigga, courtesy of HollywoodReporter.com. Usher says that the Confessions album has a great deal of truth. Fans have long speculated if the album, which features songs about Usher having an affair with his ex-girlfriend, was based on Usher's actual life experience. 2 days after Usher made fans question if every time he was in LA, he was with his ex-girlfriend, the R&B sensation finally gave an answer. In a People cover story following his Super Bowl halftime performance, Usher opened up about his Confessions album, which features several songs with the lyrics about a man cheating on his partner with his ex. There is a great deal of truth in that album, Usher told the publication. He noted, however, that it wasn't just his truth, explaining that he reached out to multiple male friends in the industry at the time, and they had talk sections and came up with the lyrics. If only there was a fly on the wall between him and Diddy. I'm sure he made up one of those male friends. Okay, here it is, girl. Here my damn computer go. Now my computer, y'all, is glitching and shit. Hold on. My computer. And I ain't even want to reboot my computer because I was so scared to lose my damn tab, child. She definitely needs a restart. Okay, let me pull it back up. She acting right now. She acting right. Quote, we would sit around and I would say, yo, check your egos at the door and let's just be really honest. Everybody has to speak their truth. Okay, so him and all of his no good ass homies, all of his freak off buddies, baby, sat around and had an unadulterated raw ass conversation about just how god awful all of they asses are to women, all of the fucked up, toe up, raggedy, narcissistic, manipulative ass shit they be doing to their girls and to their women's girl. Just a mess. But there were definitely parts of the album based on his own life. He admitted that he did, in fact, have a relationship that resembled the one in Confessions, but wouldn't reveal which one. Baby, you ain't had to. Miss Tamika, she did it for you, love. Quote, the reality of where it landed and the expression of what that was about, it wasn't exactly in order of the way, or better yet, in the moment when I delivered that song, Usher said, we go through things in life and sometimes we make decisions based off of what we feel is best or right, and more than likely will best serve the child. But the reason why I talked about it is because I'm not the only person who will experience that as men. Now, here's the thing. I'm so sick of, and sometimes men, you know, we work against our own best interests. Stop making infidelity and fuck shit a part of what it means to be a fucking man, okay? This ain't got nothing to do with being born male. There's not some like fuck up gene that men inherit. These particular niggas just lack moral character. These particular niggas just lack ethics. These particular niggas just lack self-discipline. Okay, this ain't got shit to do with being a fucking man, because there are plenty of good ass men who are faithful, who take care of their kids, who do right by their damn families. Don't take all y'all sick shit and then make that a male. That, oh man, it's as men. No, bitch. As you, as y'all, as them niggas over there. That ain't got nothing to do with being male. Okay, so stop with the fuck shit. At the time the album was released, Usher was romantically linked to rapper Chili. Oh, girl. Oh, God. God bless. HollywoodReporter.com, girl. Girl, Usher, y'all, was romantically linked to the rapper Chili from TLC, girl. God bless America, baby. Okay? Did y'all know that Usher was booed up with the rapper Chili? Is that news just to me? Or is that news to us all, girl, that Usher was booed up with the rapper Chili? But she previously told people that the two songs that most blatantly address infidelity, the Confessions Interlude and Confessions Part 2, were not based on their relationship. Which are more Easter eggs that, girl, this was definitely talking about that infidelity that Tamika is giving over to BET.com. Elsewhere in the interview, Usher also shared that he was inspired to create the album after a conversation he had with his publicist, Chris Chambers, who motivated him to think about who he was and what people knew about him. Quote, the results of that was Confessions, the artist said, adding that before they had the conversation, I had always felt like I would be judged as a result of being vulnerable, being a vulnerable black man. We, hear that damn we word again, girl, we deal with this. So Usher seemingly corroborates that he was a no good ass ninja. He definitely has fucked over previous women in his damn life. And since Tamika is out here crying aloud from the land, saying that, yes, girl, okay, it wasn't actually his ass who confessed. It was my bridesmaids that confessed, okay? He had to confess, bitch. After we had to look through them phones, honey, and subpoenaed that laptop, sugar. All right? Now, getting back to Tamika and getting back to Usher, because, baby, reading through the ins and outs of Tamika's relationship to Usher, girl, you know, I already always felt kind of weird about Usher. Like, his music was okay, but something about that whole, like, boy next door shit just never really weighed on me. Like, I was never convinced. As I ran down the rabbit hole, I now realize why, honey, because, you know, psychic Scorpion empaths, honey, you know, we can experience the truth before we know the truth, okay? Kyle Glover, who is the deceased biological child of Tamika and the deceased stepson of Usher, dies after freak jet ski accident at Lake Lanier. Less than a month after Usher's stepson Kyle Glover was declared brain dead after a brutal jet ski accident on July 8th, Glover has passed away. TMZ reports that the 11-year-old died Saturday morning after being taken off of life support. The mother of Glover, Tamika Foster Raymond, allegedly made the tough decision after being told that a full recovery was not likely. She is also said to have been unable to pay the medical bills required to keep her son on life support after the family's insurance company coverage expired. And she's married to a multimillionaire. Foster and the R&B singer married in August of 2007 in a lavish ceremony. They divorced in 2009 after less than 2 years of marriage, despite a lengthy and nasty custody battle over their sons that ensued in the aftermath of their marriage. Usher has reportedly been a great support to Foster, flying down to Georgia and spending time with the family. Now I want you guys to keen in on that right there, because they don't really want women on period. That, see, they don't like that type of teaching, H3rpes. They don't like that type of teaching, baby. Okay? That's a whole nother live stream right there, baby. Okay? I want y'all to hold on and pin Auntie Trisha's words, girl, because they really don't want woe. They don't want the woe in men. Okay? But hold on to that part of the article. So Usher not only cheated on Tamika with two of her best friends who were both bridesmaids in their lavish wedding in 2007, but following the death of her son, Usher's stepson, Kyle Glover, 1 month after she took her son off of life support, this nigga took full entire custody of both of their children. And then diabolically flew in to be a support to Tamika as she grieved the death of her child. And the only reason I would imagine Tamika would have allowed Usher to do that is because she more than likely probably thought that they were going to be able to talk, be amicable, and be reasonable about this custody situation, considering that she just literally lost her child to a freak accident. And this nigga still took full fucking custody of her only two living children, and did that 30 days after she took her son off life support. And that's after he cheated on her ass multiple times with her bridesmaids, aka her best friends. Speechless. Talk about downright, downtrodden, diabolically, mentally, and emotionally violent. This is literally the epitome of mental, spiritual, and emotional violence. The goddamn fucking audacity to go for full custody of the children while this mother buries and grieves the death of her child, aka his stepson, and then to have the nerve to fly in and support her and taunt this fake air of I care about you, bitch. If you cared about me, you would not have felt the need to run off fully with our kids. Okay, she got 3 other kids. Cool. Usher only did this because this is how cheap these millionaire niggas is. Obviously, first of all, Usher did all this, cheat on her with people she was the closest to, like not just like some raggedy asshole in his DMs, not like fan pussy, not groupie puss, you know, but let me hurt you, let me defile you, let me really fuck you up by sleeping with 2 of your closest female confidants. One so close that they watched you walk down the aisle to marry me before God. But we know that these people gods is Rain Man, R-A-I-N, a play off of Rayman, R-A-Y-M-O-N-D. But then narcissistically punishes her, because a narc always got to get their lit back. I don't give a fuck how wrong a narc is. Narcs are never wrong in their own eyes. And if you have the audacity to hold them accountable or to quit on them or to give up on them or to create boundary, stipulation, repercussion as a result them disrespecting your boundaries. It don't matter how explicitly wrong they ass is. They are right in their eyes, and you have no fucking right to punish them. And attempting to do so, they're going to punish your ass in the worst way possible. So as a result of her not putting up with his shit, trying to hold his ass accountable, he goes and fucks 2 of her fucking best friends. And then flies back into town trying to support her as she loses her child, knowing that they're amidst a nasty divorce and that they are amidst a nasty custody battle. It's almost like he was rubbing her on her back while rubbing her on her head while he was stabbing her in the back simultaneously. I'm now convinced that Usher flew in just to see Tamika in pain, not to fucking really care about her and to care for her and to uplift her, but he wanted a first row seat, a front row seat, baby, to the suffering of it all. Because how, as a man, do you share these kids with a competent female partner who has just lost one of her sons, and you're going to strip her of 2 kids entirely? Like, the lack of emotional intelligence in that, the lack of compassion in that is buck fucking wow. And I can't classify it as anything other than fucking evil. So not only, in my opinion, was this a narcissistic abuse tactic, cheating on her with her best friends, taking her fucking kids legally while she's actively grieving one of her kids who just died. But it was also a way for this narcissistic ass, fake ass boy next door to not have to pay out child support to Tamika. Which also lets us know what Usher's God also is, just like the rest of these boule ass niggas. The God of materiality. And even if Usher was going to have to come out of his pocket by alimony, spousal support, possible child support, whatever the case may be, there ain't enough money, baby, that I could have wanted to hold on to that would have skewed my fucking judgment in a situation with a woman who gave birth to 2 of my kids and me running off with those kids and having full custody of those kids, even though she buried those kids, also raised those kids, and amidst her losing one of her kids, I would choose holding on to my bottom dollar while it comes at the expense of the mother of my children, who's already suffering due to the loss of her child just 1 month after she had to bury her baby. This nigga runs off with the other 2 kids. Wow. Wow. That is some evil fucking shit. And let me tell you, just to make it worse, let me tell you how narcissistic this nigga is. Not only do you run off legally with her kids while she's grieving the loss of another child after you cheated on her with 2 of her bridesmaids. But like a true capitalist and narcissist, you're so disconnected, desensitized, and empathically removed, completely apathetic, that you go and commercialize your sins and transgressions against Tamika by making the Confessions album and make yourself filthy rich off of her pain and suffering. Girl, talking about adding insult to a plethora of fucking injury. Could you fucking imagine somebody cheating on you multiple times, violating the fuck out of you, running off with your kids 1 month after you've buried one of your children, and then going and producing an album and sensationalizing and glamorizing their infidelities, and you watching them get rich and wealthy off your pain and having to revisit and be gaslit by the music, the videos, and the sensationalism behind that project that's talking about what a nigga did to you while he's attempting to make himself look like the redeemed hero through the virtue of confession. And ain't confess shit, because if you really wanted to confess, bitch, put a name on it. Put an address on it, bitch. Confessions to Tamika. And then let her get some of the proceeds from the motherfucking album. This man ran off with all her pain, ran off with her children, ran off without so much as a damn sorry, and then didn't even cut her ass a check after he was going to use what he did to her to get a damn check. Girl, Usher ain't shit. Usher ain't motherfucking shit. Send a link to me, Healing Hearts, on Instagram, Consciouztv, and or email it. Usher ain't, baby, no, this ain't just doing somebody wrong. This domino effect, this tethered ass play out of abuse and gaslighting and negligence and emotional and mental violence is evil. And I would not be surprised about it, Nikki. I damn near had a damn nervous breakdown. Just emotionally Bluetoothing myself into this woman's shoes. And thinking about what all of this must have felt like. Because all of this shit happened on one timeline for her. And then just when she thought she probably had done grieved and had done moved on and had done got her wits about herself, kaboom. Here comes the Confessions album, dead smacking her damn face. So now I'm wondering, you know, because anything that happened to Usher as a child, he was truly a victim. Anything that happened to him as a minor, he was a victim. Anything that happened to him while he was underage and had no legal autonomy unto himself makes him a victim. But remember when we got onto the Usher shit a few lives ago, and I was saying it's interesting that Usher maintained a relationship to Diddy, though, even after all the shit he experienced as a minor in Diddy's custody. Continued to work with, collaborate, shuck and jive, party, hang with Diddy. Two things can be true at the same time. Usher was victimized, allegedly, by Diddy. And Usher also happened to also be a Diddy himself. Two things can be true at the same time. Because bad things also happen to bad people. Bad things just don't happen to good people. Bad things happen to bad people too. Just like good things just don't happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people too. Usher very well could be a victim, allegedly, of Diddy's flavor camp, grooming, and God knows what type of damn unseen, unnarrated as abuse. According to Gene Deal, word on the curb was that Diddy abused Usher in such a way as a kid, as a teenager, that he ended up in the hospital one time. But could it also be true that Usher also is a raggedy ass nigga himself, even outside of his victimhood as an underage young person? Because, you know, psychopathic, narcissistic pervs like Diddy attract only two types of people: innocent, empathic people, and they attract their own kind, baby. And they know how to sniff that shit out. They know how to sniff their own out, and they know how to sniff a prime victim out. Remember when the Bible talks about a familiar spirit? You know your own, because your own almost gives off like an energetic pheromone, just like animals and humans do. When it comes to mating and attracting, there's this invisible chemical release. This is why you ain't got to go looking for an abuser. Somehow, y'all always tend to magnetize. You ain't really got to go looking for your tribe either. There's just a natural gravitational pull. What happened to Usher allegedly as a kid is one thing. Who this nigga became as a man, who he ended up being. Woo, child. Now I understand why he was fucking Diddy's mentee. Cause my fucking God, this shit with Tamika alone is diabolical. Diabolical, bitch. And you know what's even more interesting before we move into this write-up, because this what had initially got us on Usher's ass. This is what we're going to get into next. But before we move on, I was recently watching the Shannon Sharpe interview with Usher. And Usher said something amidst his conversation, his dialogue, with Shannon, where he said, you know, I experienced things with Diddy that could have changed my life for the worst. He said, I had to make a decision after my experiences about what type of man, what type of person I wanted to be. I had to make a decision about whether I wanted to go left or I wanted to go right. And he seemingly hinted to taking the road less traveled and deciding to live out of his higher self and his best self. Well, obviously, Usher had to have been damn lying. Because based upon his own admission that he's been a cheating ass, no good ass nigga who has absolutely done wrong by women and then running off with his ex-wife's kids while she was burying one of her other kids and then cheating on her. And that's only the two we know he cheated on. God really knows how much infidelity happened. You know, it's only what we know that's being accounted for. So seemingly Usher ass did not choose a better path. Matter of fact, shit gets even much worse for Usher, because the article that got us down the Usher rabbit hole came from Radar Online. And everything about one of these A-list friends of Diddy point to Usher. Let's get into it. RadarOnline.com. 2 shameless A-list Diddy pals who once lived and partied. Hold on, let me knock out, because my computer is really struggling. I'm gonna have to restart the fuck out of her when I'm done. Let me knock out some of these tabs. All right. 2 shameless A-list Diddy pals who once lived and partied with disgraced sex predator mogul infected innocent women with the H3rpes girl. 2 of these A-list superstars were out here giving women the crunch and munch between their damn legs. 2 of Diddy Combs' pals had rigorous and unprotected sex with at least 3 women without disclosing that they were stricken with the actually transmitted disease, the crunch and munch, leaving one so sick she was hospitalized. That's the bombshell finding of an exclusive Radar Online probe, dismantling a tangled web of A-list sleazeballs connected to Combs, including, catch this, one high-profile friend who even settled a $1 million lawsuit after infecting a sex partner with the incurable virus. The hitmaker, who is one of the jailed rapper's closest allies and at one point even lived with him, exposed an innocent, now catch this, a hitmaker, one of Diddy's closest allies, who even lived with him. Now we know publicly that Justin was in Diddy's custody for a while, and Usher was in his custody for at least a year. And we know Usher is the one who is plagued with the crunch and munch allegations, okay? The hitmaker, who is one of the jailed rapper's closest allies and at one point even lived with him, exposed an innocent victim to the crunch and munch around 2009. Documents obtained by this website revealed both award-winning megastars have boasted about attending the Bad Boy Records founders' parties, which federal prosecutors and witnesses have said devolved into sex orgies or freak-offs at mansions or in hotel rooms guarded with heavy security. They also involve heavy drug use, gallons of alcohol, and large quantities of baby oil and lubricant, it's been alleged. As part of this investigation, Radar Online obtained 2 previously filed lawsuits, One between a British-born star who got his start in music as a teenager, still trying to figure out who that is, and the other between a musician turned television famous face and his stylist. The celebrity was first exposed to herpes in 2009. Legal paper showed. 2009 is when Tamika and Usher would have been divorcing, when he would have been sleeping around behind her back with two of her friends. And once again, those are only the infidelities that we know of. Okay? That's only what we know. Oh, I didn't think of Craig David, Samantha. Well, okay, so I'm gonna have to look into the Craig David Diddy connection. All right, so we know that that Usher and Diddy were divorcing. Usher and Diddy, Usher and Tamika were divorcing around 2009. He was cheating all up in behind her back. Now, the article goes on to say that in a disgusting revelation contained in the documents, a greenish discharge once oozed from the performer's penis, who at one point tried to calm his victim by telling her doctors had labeled him as asymptomatic carrier. Wow. The married star, okay, he would have been married, he would have been divorcing around this time. The married star later convinced his illicit lover an STD examination result was negative, and the pair continued to engage in unprotected sex. Now, I want y'all to keep this in mind, bitch, because this is going to run right into Usher ass again in a more direct way. Believing the celebrity statements that it had been nothing and clear it up, she continued her relationship. I want y'all guys to remember this whole part. The legal complaint stated their romps went without a hitch until 3 weeks after a passionate hookup when the victim, whose identity is being withheld, woke up feeling very sick with a fever of 100-degree chills, headache, and aches and pains. She also developed lesions and blister in her vajayjay and was so terrified that she sought treatment at an urgent care hospital where a doctor promptly diagnosed her with a crunch and munch. According to the document, the singer, who used the pseudonym Papa Bear in their messages, posted a check covering her medical bills totaling $2,700. The legal complaint was filed at the Superior Court in LA, where the law requires a person who knows or should know they are infected with genital herpes to avoid actual contact with an uninfected person or to warn potential partners before actual contact occurs. In court, the hitmaker was accused of consciously and purposely withholding his crunch and munch diagnosis from the woman and continued to have unprotected sex. It was also revealed after his partner confronted him for infecting her that the SEX fiend caught her 2 days later with his doctor, who grimly confirmed that he carries the crunch and munch virus. Her test results confirmed a first-time infection. A file in their settlement obtained by Radar Online read, in a series of telephone conversations and online chat sessions, the singer has apologized for infecting her and told her that he would take care of things. In a declaration, the victim said she felt her health and body had been ruined, and she has suffered severe emotional distress and has been extremely depressed, knowing there is no cure. The Diddy pal eventually settled with his paramour in December of 2012, paying $1.1 million in damages. But his conduct didn't end there. In a second case, the same friend of the jailed music mogul had an extra marital romp with a woman who was remarkably at the time a friend to his current wife. Are things coming together for y'all? Because guess what? Usher went on to also be married again from 2015 to 2017. She alleged the pair hooked up in 2017. Usher would have been married in Atlanta behind the back of his wife. Okay, so girl, y'all heard the saying, once a cheater, always a cheater. Same dick, different pussy, baby. That's an interesting question, Island. You know, a lot of people are not going to want to be forthcoming about something like that because, you know, even this woman that we just read about in the first part of the article, she wanted to be a Jane Doe. You know, most people are not going to want to come out publicly and state that they have the crunch and munch, unfortunately. So that may be a question that we don't get an answer to, you know, because people have also been speculating if Chili possibly has the crunch and munch as well for obvious reasons. All right, now check this out, because Usher would have been remarried from 2015 to 2017 when this alleged person hooked up with him in 2017 in Atlanta, where Usher is from and also lives, behind the back of his wife, where she performed oral sex on him before having intercourse with protection. So she performed raw fellatio, but had protected vaginal intercourse with him. In a court filing, she said that they had sex again 12 days later in a New Orleans hotel room, but did not use a condom. So the condoms weren't even consistent. Like the sleaze merchant, the British-born friend of Diddy, who first attended one of the infamous parties as a fresh-faced teenager, avoided public embarrassment with a secret payoff to silence his accusers. All right, so now they're talking about the British-born friend of Diddy, which somebody just said could have been Craig David, which is wild. Okay? Said a top Hollywood source, the walls are closing in now that Diddy has been nabbed and is sitting in a jail cell. A lot of celebrities, including these two, are going to be ultra paranoid now, which people have been saying how eerily quiet Usher ass has been during this whole indictment, Diddy's arrest, etc. Quote, there's always talk of somebody famous having a sexually transmitted disease, but hardly ever does anyone get caught out of being infected, let alone spreading it. As more and more details come to light, the guessing game in Hollywood of who has a sexually transmitted disease, where did they get it, and did they give it to me, is going to be in overdrive. Worse still, once it is confirmed these carriers were entwined with Diddy, those questions could become answers and there could be criminal implications. Well, let's get into Usher's rundown with the crunch and munch, courtesy of Forbes.com. Okay, I'm just a messenger, bitch. Okay, I'm just a messenger, baby. Usher seeks dismissal, and I want you guys to check out this nigga's response, because it's going to go hand in hand with what y'all guys just read in a Radar Online article. Says plaintiff knew of unprotected sex risk. Usher is asking a Georgia court to dismiss a lawsuit by Laura Helm that alleges he knowingly infected her with the herpes simplex 2 virus. Usher claims he owed Helm no duty of care and that she knew of the risk of unprotected sex. According to Gossip, Helm alleges that Usher Raymond exposed her to the crunch and munch during sexual encounters in 2017. Ain't we just got finished reading about a woman alleging that this person, Radar Online, the superstar connected to Diddy, who's a singer turned global superstar, hooked up with in 2017 in Atlanta behind the back of his wife, where she performed oral sex. And even worse, she got exposed to the Crunch and Munch during an actual encounter in 2017 that he didn't tell her he had been diagnosed with the incurable actually transmitted disease. And in 2009 or 10, when he would have been married and divorcing and still dealing with Tamika Foster, she claims she tested positive after experiencing symptoms and reading online reports of Usher's alleged diagnosis. As Jane Doe Helm first sued Usher in the summer of 2017 for $10 million. Okay, read online, just got finished trying to be inconspicuous, but dropping all those damn Easter eggs. For $10 million, which was then raised to $20 million after she was diagnosed with the Crunch and Munch. That complaint was dismissed without prejudice, which meant that Helm could refile. She later did so in Fulton County Superior Court after changing attorneys. Her suit alleges negligence, fraud, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress and seeks unspecified money damages for the physical and emotional injuries sustained because of the Crunch and Munch 2 diagnosis. In addition to arguing he owed Helm no duty of care, Usher, through his attorney Steve Sato, also claims Helm could have been asymptomatic before testing positive and could have contracted the virus from someone else. He is asking the court to dismiss the case and order Helm to pay his attorney fees. So this is some crazy shit. This man is literally not even trying to take any actual responsibility and putting all of the onus on the woman, as if he doesn't have any incentive to protect his damn self as well, and isn't really negating the fact that he has it. He's more so like, whatever could have been contracted, hey, if she cared to not contract whatever the hell could be contracted, she would have been wearing a condom. She would have been practicing. Said, no, this is a Jane Doe filing. Quantasia Sharpton actually came forward as Quantasia. So this is not Quantasia. Remember, there were multiple Jane Does. And then there were the people who were just like publicly coming forward. Quantasia didn't come forward as a Jane Doe. She came forward as her first and last baby with her clout chasing ass. But nonetheless, he's not even really negating it. He's just like, look, if she cared about her sexual health, she would have responsibly protected herself via contraceptions, via condom, etc., the pull-out method, baby, blah, 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 blah. And all this could have really been dispelled by just actually taking a test as well. That could have actually, like, killed all the allegations from multiple women. But things get even more interesting because Georgia has a negligence law. Things don't look great for Usher, particularly on the negligence count, though. In a 1985 case about the transmission of H3rpes, the Georgia Court of Appeals stated that the duty of care amongst sexual partners is the same one that every individual owes another. The duty to exercise ordinary care, not to injure others. So Usher's argument falls flat. He is obligated to reasonably ensure, or at the very least, protect his partners. Moreover, Citing the appellate decision in 2002, the Georgia Supreme Court specifically recognized that a person may be held liable in tort for negligently or deliberately infecting a plaintiff with the crunch and munch. From Helms' allegations in her complaint, there is certainly enough to move forward and allow a jury to decide whether the facts support Helms' claims that Usher breached his duty of care toward her and whether such breach was the proximate cause of her injuries. Usher's claims that Helm knew the risk of unprotected SCX is a bit of a stretch under the state's assumption of risk defense, particularly as it might be difficult to show, as required by Georgia law, that the plaintiff had knowledge of the danger, understood and appreciated the risks associated with the danger, and voluntarily exposed her to those risks. Further, Georgia requires that the knowledge that a plaintiff who assumes a risk must subjectively possess is that of the specific particular risk of harm associated with the activity or condition that proximately causes injury. Arguing that everyone in today's society knows and accepts the risk of unprotected sex does not appear to be specific and particular enough, and would also effectively negate the state Supreme Court's proclamation that a defendant could be held liable for negligently transmitting crunch and munch. If so, defendants in these type of cases would simply have to say, hey, everyone knows unprotected SCX is dangerous. Case dismissed, right? In other words, a dismissal at this stage is highly unlikely. In fact, based on publicly available information, the most likely end to this case is a settlement, which apparently there's been a lot of. Speaking of which, in other cases against Usher, in July of 2017, Red Art Online published documents concerning a lawsuit by a celebrity stylist. Because remember, there was a lot of claims about Usher coming out at this time. H3rpes, a bunch of Jane Does. There was a lot of people going for Usher's head, girl. A celebrity stylist who claimed that Usher had infected her with the crunch and munch. Red Art Online claimed that Usher settled for $1.1 million in 2012. And then, so Usher settled out of court with one woman, well, with multiple women, apparently. And once again, wasn't really denying this, was just trying to cling to the fact that, hey, protecting yourself is each person's responsibility. He had no obligation to inform his partners or to make sure they were protected in the act of having SCX. But then there are other similar lawsuits. In August of 2017, I think this is Quantasia. Lisa Bloom announced that she is representing two other women and one man who claims that Usher exposed them to the crunch and munch as well. The law requires that people with crunch and munch warn their actual partners or abstain from sex. Bloom said at a press conference, those are the only choices. Indeed, California has made transmitting a communicable disease such as crunch and munch a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and fines. Quote, everyone, even those who have been swept off by a superstar, deserves respect, said Bloom. And all we are asking is that Mr. Raymond publicly announce whether he is infected with crunch and munch. And if so, he must inform all of his past actual partners. He has not denied any of these claims. Oh my goodness. It's a mess, y'all. So, to make matters even more grueling, Conscious does not stop flirting. Huh? What happened? What had happened? Honey, I'm reading for the articles, love. Like, y'all got to take that up with the journalist, okay? Chili, confessions, etc., girl. Whatever it was. Oh, yeah, that is right. Confessions came before Tamika, etc., girl. Oh, which makes it matters even more interesting that Usher's been a raggedy cheating bitch just his whole life, girl. His whole life. Cheating, raggedy, sleeping with besties, sleeping with bridesmaids, and allegedly passing out incurable diseases and paying folk out. 1.1 million is simply ain't even enough if he did that mess to me. Wow. It's Usher, baby. It's Usher, baby. This is one fucked up ass nigga. Radar Online can't be talking about nobody else but Usher. It literally says this person, this singer, lived with Usher, lived with Diddy. Very close, very much of a confidant. Went on to be a household name. Went on to list a bunch of lawsuits and settlements regarding the Crunch and Munch. And then Usher literally fits every damn profile. He has settled out of court with women accusing him. He has not, as Lisa Bloom said, denied the allegations. If anything, he's victim blamed the damn women. Y'all should have used condoms. Y'all should have known better. Y'all should have protected yourselves. And yes, rightfully so. They should. This is why I be telling y'all, girl, don't be doing the damn Boy Scout, Girl Scout honor code with nobody. Safe sex is all of our responsibility. Do not be expecting folk to be virtuous and integral and humanitarian enough to be honest with your motherfucking ass, okay? You can't afford to put that past nobody who ain't your long-term spouse. And even then, you have the right, baby, to continue to have what is considered to be responsible and safe sex, baby. Okay, baby, I require the paperwork at the door. Y'all done see me pull up my damn My Chart results, baby. I don't play. And 15, 35, 45 minutes of rummaging in the sack, girl, it's not worth a lifetime of the rigmarole of medication and doctors and having to now disclose these things, because in certain parts of the country, like in the state of Georgia, you have to disclose your status, regardless of who the person is, whether they just are one night only, whether they are a potential romantic partner, it don't matter. You got to disclose. All these things can be prevented outside of GRAPE. So please, even though there are laws put in place, even though the federal government, your state legislators are mandating people disclose, and there are penalties, people will still not disclose. So your job is to secure your vagina, your pussy, your dick, and your throat. Okay? But if you have been with somebody who had something incurable and you contracted it and you was not disclosed, in your state, you may have some legal bearing to hold that person accountable. This shit with Usher ass is wild. His responses to these allegations legally are wild. The fact that this man is out here allegedly, even allegedly, he admitted he cheated. He admitted that confessions was true. and out here recklessly spreading the crunch and munch of it all, girl. Girl, Usher is scary because Usher, as Tamika said, hides behind that sweet, charming, don't leave your girl around me to a player for real, popping collar ass. Yeah, bitch, you right. Won't leave my girl around you, bitch. Cause come home and have crunch and munch on the damn lips, bitch, fucking around with you. Yeah, we not gonna be leaving our girls around you, but it ain't gonna be because you can snatch them up out of their damn drawers, bitch. We gonna be not leaving them around your ass for other reasons. Usher is a hot fucking mess. And the more that I just kept deep diving and deep diving and deep diving and deep diving, it just became more clear and more abundantly clear to me why this man remained a mentee of the Diddler girl. A mentee. Cheating on women is home life. Snatched Tamika Raymond kids from her while she's burying her child. Snatched her kids from her full custody 1 month after she took her child off life support. Go on to tell women who are accusing him of giving them the crunch and munch that it's their responsibility to protect themselves. So is that a low-key admission? Because like dry-blowed ass Lisa Bloom said, bitch, he ain't denying it. You have taken crunch and munch in worldwide. Man, look, I ain't know what else to call it. Other than crunch and munch, girl. I might put it in the damn title. I didn't know what else to call it other than crunch and damn munch. I love CTV, baby. To go to YouTube. You are such a handsome, beautiful person. Thank you for your awesome content. Thank you so much. Too much, Diva. Thank you, baby. Okay, so just to clarify, because I thought Confessions came after Tamika. The Confession album came before Tamika, which is worse, baby. Okay, because this man been on his bullshit for a long time. So he only continued in his dark arts. He only continued in his womanizing of women. This man done been married now 3 fucking times and could not last longer than 2 years in his 2 previous marriage. About 2 years, Usher starts getting bored with the ass, starts getting tired of your ass, baby, and scoot your ass on out. And then might gift you with something that's going to keep on gifting everybody else ass for a lifetime. If you end up fucking around and finding the hell out. And it's just so disturbing to, I mean, cause let's just look at it, y'all. Let's just look at it. Just to think that all this is hiding. To think that all this, y'all, is hiding behind this. Girl, to think that all that is hiding, girl. Crunch and munch. Victim blaming. You for getting the crunch and munch from him. Allegedly cheating with your bridesmaids and your best friends. To think that all that was hiding behind this year's Super Bowl, bitch. To think all that. How can all that be hiding behind the star athlete, the valedictorian. Don't Usher look like the damn president of student council, bitch? How? 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 This is the face allegedly of Crunch and Munch, girl. They might as well just put Usher ass on the front, on the box, baby. This is the new damn face, girl. This is the new brand ambassador of the Crunch and Munch. I don't understand, girl. I feel like Usher really just hoodwinked and bamboozled the fuck out of all of us. And Tamika said it, that he's a diabolical, lying, deceptive, deceiving, nasty piece of shit. Girl, let me show y'all else something, girl. So now y'all gotta stop thinking that Crunch and Munch. Y'all gotta stop thinking, baby, that Crunch and Munch look like this. The days of Crunch and Munch looking like this, bitch, are long motherfucking over. This how Crunch and Munch looked in the late 60s, baby. This how Crunch and Munch looked, baby, in the late 80s. Baby. Y'all gotta retire thinking that this is what Crunch and Munch is giving in 2024, girl. Okay? Because Crunch and Munch done glowed the fuck up, girl, and is giving every bit of high cheekbone. Every bit of 8-pack, girl, nice teeth, big wallet, high valued, girl. Girl, y'all should be shook right now at the evolution, bitch. Shook at the evolution, girl. That all evil, girl, all terror is not visible, baby. It's like a carbon monoxide poisoning, bitch. You can't necessarily detect that shit with the natural senses. Usher needs to be canceled. And the fact that his ass is a diddler protege, his life, his attitude toward women is given very much so all of that. Y'all better clip these parts of the show, baby. Put that shit on Instagram and Facebook and all of that, honey. When y'all be getting y'all life off certain parts of the commentary, clip that shit and put that shit on social media and make it do what it do. Now let's get back to this whole fizzle, because guess what? Out of everything that they done came flying out of P. Diddy's house with, girl, lubrications, baby oil, Ciroc bottles, illegal ass AK-47s, out of all the things they came out of the house with, girl, computers, VCRs, VHS tapes, camcorders, surveillance systems, what you ain't heard them not bringing out of the house one time is a box of damn condoms. All these damn freak offs, All these after party specials. Diddy got everything else making up his freak off supplies. But some good old fashioned latex. And some of these victims are accusing the diddler of giving them things they can't cure. Matter of fact, remember in Diddy's first bail motion, he cited that he wanted to be free because he needed access to his personal care provider. And I was saying then and there, girl, because there ain't no telling, baby, how lengthy the relationship between Usher and Diddy has been. Ain't no telling just how long ago the last hookup session was. And like Radar Online said, girl, this only 2 of Diddy's well-known pals who are allegedly spreading the crunch and munch around. And it ain't just rampant in Block Hollywood. This reckless ass sextivities is also rampant in white Hollywood as well. Remember Charlie Sheen? He also been settling the House in Virginia lawsuits, girl. A mess. In a 2017 lawsuit, a woman, a Russian immigrant, claimed that Charlie Sheen knowingly exposed her to the House of Virginia during condomless sex. After Charlie Sheen settled a 2017 lawsuit filed by an ex-girlfriend who alleged he knowingly exposed her to the House of Virginia during condomless sex. As part of the settlement, the actor agreed to pay the woman a total of $120,000 delivered in monthly installments of 10 grand, reports TMZ, which obtained the legal damn. The woman, known as Jane Doe, but described as a Russian immigrant in the legal filings, according to page 6, said that she met the actor in 2015. They had begun having an actual relationship. At the beginning of their relationship, they allegedly used condoms, but then ditched them within 2 months. Before the condomless sex, she allegedly asked whether she had actually transmitted infections, and he assured her that he was fine. After having sex, Sheen confessed that he, in fact, was HIV positive and that he had known his status, since 2011. She reportedly sought preventive care from an emergency room. What's more is when she confronted him, Sheen allegedly said it wasn't necessary to take antiretrovirals, HIV meds, and that the life-saving drugs were part of the convenient rumors of the medical community, page 6 reports. The actor made national headlines just weeks after the argument, when on November 17th of 2015, 2.5 Men star publicly disclosed his House in Virginia status during an interview with Matt Laura on Today. You can watch the clip below. Should we watch this clip? Let me see. Oh, this is way too long. This shit 8 minutes. We ain't watching it. The disclosure put the House of Virginia in the public discourse and made Sheen one of the most famous people in the world to be openly living with the House of Virginia. His storyline was not without controversy, though. Several women alleged that he failed to disclose his status and put them at risk. Sheen, meanwhile, promoted quake science and unfounded medical treatments. But for more on that, read the Pause blog. Charlie Sheen shits on 30 years of AIDS activism from January 26th by activist Peter Staley. Some good did come from Sheen's public disclosure. It led to a spike in the sales of the House in Virginia testing kits. It's worth noting that condomless sex is not da-da-da-da-da. The fact da-da-da. Okay? Gworlllll, Charlie Sheen was around here gifting the girls and then giving them quack pseudoscientific ass explanations and remedies to keep them off his ass, baby. So he's too been settling suits and been accused of multiple damn women. I already told y'all, girl, the new face of Crunch and Munch and thing, the new face of Crunch and Munch and friends are six-figured suit and tie CEOs, presidents, Ferraris, athletes, politicians, bitch. There's no face. A-list celebrities continue to settle out of court. ABCnews.com has a write-up. $20 million lawsuit alleges A-list celebrity gave actual partner the Crunch and the Munch. On May 13th of 2011, a $20 million lawsuit filed in California claims an unnamed A-list celebrity deliberately gave his actual partner the Crunch and Munch. As a carnivorous plant lures unsuspecting victims with veiled deceit, so too did the defendant in the case, states the complaint filed in LA County on Wednesday by attorney Keith M. Davison. It alleges that the celebrity of substantial fame intentionally wielded his influence, money, and notoriety to attract his prey. The suit claims that the plaintiff, who is not named or identified as a man or a woman, contracted the sexually transmitted disease by the defendant, who is listed as John Doe in the complaint, after they engaged in sex and drug use in a Las Vegas hotel room last month. Quote, for plaintiff, the night will last forever, not solely in the form of a videotape that recorded the evening, but in the form of a dreaded sexually transmitted disease spread by the defendant to the plaintiff, the complaint says. The plaintiff is suing for sexual battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, and fraud in the misrepresentation against the defendant. The complaint described the celebrity as a star who has appeared on television and whose net worth is more than $100 million. The plaintiff claims that the defendant said that he was STD free without evocation when asked while the defendant inquired about plaintiff's sexual history. The complaint said the plaintiff claims that she or he was also STD free and was in a monogamous relationship for years. The complaint revealed that the pair participated in mutual self-gratification, rubbing and massaging each other, play wrestling, licking, and intercourse. And they recorded the events, including ingesting illegal drugs, on their cell phones too, as the defendant expressed, relived the magic over and over again. The plaintiff claims that the defendant did not do his legal duty to prevent injury and misled the plaintiff by not disclosing that he did have a sexually transmitted disease, resulting in the plaintiff enduring physical pain, anguish, shock, and humiliation. Defendant has taken advantage of plaintiff, causing plaintiff previously unnecessary medical care, comfort, safety, health, and emotional well-being, the complaint said. The videotape of the actual acts has erupted a bidding war amongst corn companies, according to TMZ. Y'all. Back in November 2010, less than 2 years after Burr's victory, a LA court awarded $2.49 million in damages to a woman who was infected with the Crunch and Munch by an unfaithful husband, girl. These states are not playing. They're coming for the gusto. Y'all. Hollywood is out of its damn mind, and it ain't just Hollywood, girl. Everyday folk done lost their shits, but this behavior, girl, is rampant to and fro the earth, girl. Everything from sexual coercion and abuse to the spreading of incurable damn diseases. This is a mess. And the thing about the wealthy is that the wealthy have the means to dress themselves up really well, and it makes it easier for them to conceal, and it produces an attitude of entitlement and discretion. So even more so when it comes to the wealthy, when it comes to the rich, when it comes to high profile people, y'all do not excuse taking care of yourself. Even if you want to give Nelly a little piece of pussy in the back of the tour bus, baby. Even if you want to give Jay-Z a little bussy, baby. Okay, in a hotel lobby, child. Take care of your damn self. Because it's a lot of spirits in these damn industries, baby. And these folks have just gotten more downtrodden and gutter snipey the more rich and famous they goddamn become. And because they paid, they know that most people ain't gonna pursue no criminal charges. People want to get paid for their pain, so they just cutting checks, baby, and moving on to the next free and available asshole, the next free and available throat girl, the next free and available vagina, child. Take care of yourself. And to all the folk who carrying, child, please, y'all, be vocal, understand your state and local laws to make sure that nobody can catch you slipping and put your ass in jail for something that you had to legally disclose, and just make sure that, you know, you're being responsible, child. None of this shit ain't worth going to jail over. None of this shit ain't worth enduring on either end, child. So this concludes the live stream, girl. We've been here for 2 hours plus, girl. Diddy is trying to expose Homeland Security for leaking tea to the media, child. This may result in some of the evidence, such as the 2016 Intercontinental Hotel assault on Cassie, being dismissed, girl, from the exhibit table. We'll see what happens. I will be keeping you guys, I'll be keeping you guys updated on all things going on with that particular case. They also are trying to get Diddy ass out on a third bail package, so we're going to be waiting any day now to see what happens with that. I'll be giving you guys an update as well. And girl, the Usher rabbit hole is dark and diabolical, girl. You know, girl, being a content creator has changed my whole like attitude toward a lot of celebrities, girl. Like, it's just not even the same, girl. And, you know, I was one of those teeny boppers who had celebrity posters on my walls. Like, I lived for music. I lived for the art of music and video making and songwriting. And this era of just social media and blogs and the information era, girl, it has really just destroyed my whole childhood, girl. Like, it has just really destroyed. All I see now is damn demons on my walls, girl. When I look back in my mind, because, girl, I used to have the whole compilation of posters, baby. Everybody from Janet to NSYNC, girl, to Jay-Z to Diddy, girl. My wall was walling as a teenager, honey. And to just think and to just come into knowledge of just how ignorant and terroristic and demonic these folk is, girl. It is something of another. It's a mess. This is a mess, child. So I'm gonna get up out of her. Y'all know where to send all the tea to me, girl. Consciouztv@gmail.com, spelled just how it is here on the platform. Or DM me in the DMs at Consciouztv on Instagram. Thumbs up the video. You guys know we need those thumbs up. They support the algorithm. I'll see you guys in an hour. We got to get into more Diddler updates, child. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and drop the link for the next live stream so you guys can go over there, set your reminder, go ahead and get them thumbs up out of the way. We're going to be talking about P. Diddy's new lawsuit, girl, which incriminates R&B singer Aaron Hall and Devontae Swing from Jodeci, bitch. It just keeps getting worse and worse, y'all. It just keeps getting worse and worse, y'all. Let me drop the link. Y'all go over there. Hit that link right there. Make sure if you guys enjoyed yourself, you had a good time, show the king some love on Cash App, $Consciouztv, spelled just how it is, her, as well as on paypal.me/ConsciouzTV, girl. Yes, I missed the live. Yes, honey. Okay, y'all catch the replay. I'll see y'all at 2 p.m. Share. Clip your favorite parts of the show. Put them on Instagram. Put them on Facebook. Put them wherever. Tag a nigga. And I'll see you guys in a few. Bye.